You- Okay. Okay. What are you doing here so quickly? Actually, I owed it to that wolf and his little friend. The promptly appeared right after you left and told me to come help Army. Uh, so that was the wolf's companion you were talking about, huh? That wolf really seemed to perk up when that prodigy appeared. It looked like the wolf had recovered somewhat. I sensed they had a bond that made me feel they'll be okay. So I left them and came rushing here. Uh, but enough talk for now. I'll take it that if you're here, these monsters must be somewhere ahead. So, Ami, will you fight alongside me? I have no choice. Oh, spirit, whatever. Grant us divine power. The silver and the gold, the tawny and the horned. So this is where these bird brains went. They're trying to hide while they lick their wounds. We can't let these inferior contraptions get away with this time. And I don't think we have enough energy to chase them down again. Them? Get away again? No prey has ever eluded my trusty Denakunamori more than once. Nor my own. Yeah! They're made out of metal. How are they able to fly? I know I shouldn't be doing this and actually fighting like I normally should, but I don't care. Okay, Goldie's dead. Oh, and there's Sylvie. The twin demons which had suddenly awoken atop of Izu's Fuji and tried to lay waste to the land of Okami Akumi were defeated. They disappeared in a burst of petals, thanks to Oki and Ami. However, a large cloud, black as night, cast a shadow on the scenery. Blight, Nine-Tails, the twin demons, Lakatu, and Nakatu. The souls of each were swept into the clouds as they moved. It drifted towards the arc of Yamakato at the bottom of Olochi Lake. The arc is beckoning all of the world's darkness within. Tussel's words. Yeah, Tuskel's words amid awakening Ami's heart. All the sacrifices, all the lives lost to the name of good, was it all in vain? Shichirin, Ami's 100-year-old incarnation, was fatigued and exhausted by the intense battle. However, when Shishiri noticed the glow of Uki's sword, a slight smile seemed to cross the wolf's tiled mouth. Satisfied with This gleaming hub, Shishun struggled to rise and put every last ounce of strength into passing through Isun's gate, back in time, back home. As Army and Isun looked at on, they were fully aware that Shishu headed back into the face of danger to the battle with Orochi after saving Nagi from the couches of death and aiding them in their own quest. Shishu would die a hero, marking the beginning of the legend of Orochi. As Ishiki left the scene, his eyes betrayed the sort of toughness one exhibited when preparing for a grave event. Last one. Ah, yay, we got a stone fabric. We collect 3 and we can get 1. Twin bird brains. Army and the others returned to the foot of Enzo Fuji. There they saw Laka pray intently. The storm had subsided. Then, as if to celebrate their hard-won victory, the twin volcanoes of Isuzugi erupted in great pillars of flame. The villagers felt the warmth on their skins and wept tears of joy. However, Orgi merely surveyed the scene stoically, remaining quiet. Although the evil demons had been driven away, the thought of having taken the sword and caused so much grief weighed heavily on his heart. The only one who could ease the burden of his woes was Samwick, the chieftain who had rescued Kukui. Fumu from the shrine steps forward. Silently he approached Orki, offering an outstretched hand. He approached, his eyes betrayed the complexity of emotions behind his gesture. Orki realizes the gravity of the scenery, extended his hand in turn. The moment they shook hands, Kiweep were reborn into the village far too strong to even fall victim to evil again. As for Yuton, the sword that vanquished the twin demons, it was returned to its palace stone by Oric's own hands, and as long as the glow remained, no evil dared draw close. Kutan Glimmer spoke of the power too great to succumb to evil. At that moment, the brilliant flash of light shot straight from the Atara, striking squarely onto the frozen surface of Lacuna's lake. Though the lake would never shown any signs of melting, cracked began to open up along its surface. The legend of the Iron Ark, Orokamai Yamato, said to have fallen from heavens, and the holy lake, Lakutu Lake, which was called home, had remained to be more than mere legend before all these present. Maybe. Float, 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 float. I was really quiet during this whole entire scene. I think it has to do with the fact that I was jumping on things. Rainbow! I don't want to do that ever again, so I have to go and save. The ark! It's floating in the air. How can such an enormous thing float into the air like that? It must mean what the old legend said was true. The legend of this ark, which sunk into the lake, fell from the celestial planes within the sky. It says the celestials who fell into our world with it were eaten up by countless vicious monsters. By the army controlled by the evil ruler of darkness, Yami. So the ark is related to the power of darkness. God damn it. Tussle, I'm scared. Shadow the way to the heavens, oh, there's a shrine. The prophecy wall of ice that is not Liz withered, rather that is the ice that was frozen in the lake. If the ark is on the way to the heavens, then you must embark upon it. Though we have not known each other long, I can already tell what sort of being you are. You're from the realm of the gods. Lie ahead. It is a journey. It is a journey that rest on us cannot take. The rest of us cannot take. You know that, don't you, Ami? The ark. They say it fell from the heavens, but indeed imposing. So okay, if I have a few things to do, so if I go up in there now, it would be goodbye forever. So, and you're finished. I'm so quiet. I'm actually listening to something through the headphones right now. I'm gonna leave it off here because I think I overdid it. And I'll see you guys by the flip side. Okay?